In our last video, we were in Great Guana Key in the Abaco region of the Bahamas, where we did some bar hopping at the very famous Grabbers and Nippers. And this is what day drinking does to you. Then headed back to Green Turtle Key, where we thought about cooking some ribs, but instead we went to Sundowners and tried to catch a flight of the Starship that didn't go so well. Today's video, our 90-day cruising permit is up in the Bahamas and we start to head back to the good old US of A. Though the trip is not without problems, we make it safely back to the Manatee Pocket in Stuart, Florida, where we do some local exploring, find some new friends, and do our best to avoid the local pirates. Have you ever dreamed of selling it all and cruising into the sunset? Well, that's exactly what we did. It's no fun going it alone though, so why don't you join us for the ride? So it's a Friday morning and we are planning on leaving today from Green Turtle Key in the Abacos and taking a 2-day trip heading back to the US. Our cruising permit is about to expire in another week or two. There's an appropriate weather window today. Maybe a little bit choppy, a little bit lumpy, but it looks like it's the only great one the next couple weeks. So we're gonna head out with branching out and adventure us, and possibly even purring along with Lars. So maybe 4 of us. So the destination today is probably either Great Sail Key, and if the seas are really nice, we'll actually go all the way to West End, and that'll put us about 60 to 70 miles from the US coast. But it remains to be seen what the conditions are. Pancake's ready to go. We've done our engine checks, oil, coolant, all look good. We've got our routes programmed in, and now we just have a captain's meeting in a few minutes and see if everybody's in agreement, and then we'll be heading off here. The sun is up, probably be out of here by about 7:30 a.m. So currently we're in the Abacos region of the Bahamas on an island called Green Turtle Key, which is roughly here. And what we're looking to do is get back to the United States. And there are a number of different inlets on the east coast of Florida that we could travel to. And we are choosing to go to the St. Lucie Inlet based on the weather forecast. And that's roughly here. So the trip is about 200 miles. And we look for 2 good consecutive days, travel days of good weather. The first day is going to be 120 miles, where we're going to leave Green Turtle and go up over Grand Bahama Island and end up near West End. Day 2 is slightly shorter at 80 miles, and we're going from West End on the tip of Grand Bahama Island over to the St. Lucie Inlet in mid-Florida. There is some logic of why we chose this route, which is roughly a little bit northwest, and that's because the Gulfstream goes from south to north, and that's a current that's about 1 to 2 miles an hour this time of year, and you don't really want to go against it. And also the wind is forecast from the south or the southwest, and that creates waves and swell, and we want that to be behind us if at all possible. Otherwise, it would be a very rough ride. So the wind had finally died down, but they were forecasting some residual swells, possibly to 3 feet, but we didn't find that at all. They say you know when it's time to leave the Bahamas because your cruising flag is tattered. It turned out to be so calm that I could literally leave the boat on autopilot and leisurely walk around and take some video.
Because of the excellent conditions, we were easily able to cruise at 15 miles an hour all day long. The group had asked that Island Time lead the way because we have done this route before, but I think they realize it's pretty easy to do and it's just point and go. While there are a number of islands around, there's really no obstructions along the way, no sunken vessels, no coral heads. It was pretty easy to navigate. About midway passing Grand Bahama Island, we noticed a bit of smoke. There were obviously burning things on the island, or there were fires on the island, and not that it made it difficult to see, but it definitely clouded up the area. Closer to West End, it got a bit shallow, maybe 4 feet under us, and it was amazing how clear the water actually was. But there was really nothing on the bottom, just sand.
So after about an 8-hour day, we got here safely. We had an absolutely beautiful day on the Abaco, I guess it's bank. They forecasted maybe starting off with 3-foot swells, and we had maybe 1-foot swells, and then it was no foot swells. So all 3 boats are here. Got here about 4 p.m. Left there near 8 a.m. Nice anchorage here. It's called Ginsumer. I guess the gentleman who invented Ginsu knives built this whole development here. It's all bulkheaded. There's supposed to be a marina and homes, and then for whatever reason, it was never built. So this is like the choice anchorage for cruisers. Kind of 360-degree protection. Number of boats here. People usually stage here if they've just come from the US or going back to the US. So it's kind of popular, but the price is right for sure. So friends are coming over to have some cocktails. That's what we do on Island Time.
And on an interesting note, the Red Bull Aeronautical Demonstration Team was practicing nearby, so we got to see a free show.
So we're all trying to leave this anchorage for the States now, and Lars on purring along is having a problem. He can't start one engine. So luckily there's some very mechanically inclined people here. Not me. But Jerry and Tom. Jerry's picking up Tom right now. Rather, Tom's picking up Jerry. Tom and Jerry. And they're going to go over. Lars had just anchored behind them. And they're going to try and jump the solenoid and start that engine so that we could all get going. Otherwise, Lars is going to have to run on one engine, and that would be a 7-knot trip back. And the seas are supposed to be 2 to 3 today. It'd be kind of lumpy. It's taken him a long time, as it is take us 6 hours. We don't want him to have to go 12 hours. So hopefully these guys can get him started. And that's why we travel in packs, just in cases.
Tom and Jerry worked their magic and got Lars going in about 15 minutes, which was pretty amazing. And we headed out into some very lumpy seas.
Getting a little more calm as we come into about 10 miles from Port St. Lucie Inlet.
You know you're back in the intercoastal waterways of Florida when the water turns back to a brownish color and not the beautiful blue of the Bahamas. Being a Saturday and a low wind day, all the local boaters are headed out to go fishing.
Beautiful morning here in Manatee Pocket in Stuart, Florida, also known as the Port Salerno area. We're in a mooring field here. It's used to be anchorage, but they've turned it all into moorings. If you've seen a video before, there was a sunken boat last time we were here, but it looks like they raised that boat. But it's nice, peaceful here. Doesn't have the winds of the Bahamas, at least today. We actually have Adventure Us right next to us. Apparently they're sleeping in. But just a gorgeous day. We're gonna see some folks, some friends now that we're back in the States, and enjoy this glorious Sunday morning. So apparently they're burning sugar cane nearby here in Florida, and the boat is covered with ash. I don't know if you can see it all. The steps, there's like cinders of it everywhere. Not much we could do about it, but what a mess.
We have a great sunset view at the mooring field, and it looks to be a little canal back there that needs some exploring.
Pancake and I are exploring the canals. Hey, Cakes. Pancake. Cakes.
I'm not positive, but this could be part of the Stuart Yacht and Country Club. Needless to say that Pancake and myself picked out a few of our future homes. If you're staying in the mooring field, there's a nearby dinghy dock that also has water and some power outlets. There are some temporary bathroom facilities in an air-conditioned trailer, but it looks like they're building a new facility next door.
So actually, pretty clean. This is the handicapped one. Not bad.
The dinghy dock is next to Pirates Cove Resort, Marina, and Restaurant. We had dinner there one night and it was excellent.
Lulu, what's on the agenda?
Taking Pancake to the vet. We're not quite sure if she's needs her anal glands done or if they're infected, and then go get some allergy medicine.
Cool.
Easy trip. Easy but potentially expensive.
So if you have a pet aboard, as we do, it's great to be close by a veterinarian or veterinarian clinic, and there happens to be one in Port Salerno. This vet is also great if you need a health certificate for the Bahamas. Thankfully, it's only about a 10-minute walk from the dinghy dock. On our way back to the anchorage, we came upon a very playful pod of dolphins. Pancake perked right up. I think we counted 6 in total with 2 small babies. Back on the boat, Easy Riders and Adventure Us stopped in for some 5 o'clock cocktails.
Okay, here it goes.
There we go. We're underway, making way.
Around that time, we heard a little bit of banging on the front of the boat and realized we were caught up on our mooring ball because the wind had kind of died and the current was pulling it between our 2 hulls. So Jerry was nice enough to jump on his dinghy and tow us off. You just gotta love some mooring ball boat follies. Well, that was a relief. Not all heroes wear capes. If you too want to be a lifesaver, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.